Hello and welcome to Ready Bet Action. I'm so excited that you are here as we go over the DFS slate for week 2 in the NFL. It's a fun week. Week 1 was pretty up and down. We had some really great plays on there for you, but of course, the Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase kind of disappointed, and I know we would have liked a little bit more from Justin Herbert, but Tua took it all himself almost. So we learned some things and we'll learn more as we go, but I'm excited for this week's slate. I'm going to get into it. So we're looking at the main slate for week 2 in the NFL, and I'm just going to bring it up on the screen right here. My first play at quarterback, I think, is pretty easy. I love Josh Allen at 7,900. I think the Bills have a big bounce back game. If you listen to our NFL pick show, you know I'm all over that. So expecting a lot from Josh Allen. I think he is able to come back and redeem himself. So yeah, not worried about that at all. And we'll get into some more of that. I like Jared Goff this week. Detroit going up against Seattle at home in the Dome. That's always nice. I think we saw the Rams take advantage of a banged up defense, and I expect Jared Goff to be able to do the same. Finally, I like Geno Smith in that same game just because of the price, 5,900, super cheap, and you can get a nice double stack in that game with DK Metcalf maybe, and then bringing back a couple of Jared Goff's weapons. So a lot of different ways you can attack that, but that is one of those games that I like, as well as Josh Allen. There are a lot of other guys I like. Anthony Richardson, I think, is priced really, really fun if you want to play a couple tournaments with him. But these guys, I think, have a great value on the slate. Next, at running back, I really like Derrick Henry at 7,400. I think Tennessee is able to control that game quite a bit. I'm excited to see what he can do. You saw him last week put up a really great play with a screen pass and just taking it super far. So I love to see Henry involved in that pass game. I also want David Montgomery. If you want a piece of that Detroit game and maybe you do go with Geno Smith, maybe bring it back with Detroit's running back. I think Montgomery has a good game. I think he could get a couple touchdowns here. I do think Gibbs is a big part of this offense, but Montgomery's still going to be the hammer when they get into the into the red zone. So by the goal line for sure. So I think Montgomery has a nice workload. I also like Kenneth Walker, again, back-to-back weeks that we're on him. Also do please keep an eye on Josh Kelly, running back for the Chargers. Austin Eckler is currently doubtful. So if he does not go, Josh Kelly is a great pivot, and he's only $5,000. He might be a good play anyway. He got a lot of work in that game. I think at that cost, it's probably worth playing him regardless. But just so you can keep an eye on it, Austin Eckler doubtful at the moment. Next, let's go to the wide receiver position. There's some great plays. I like Keenan Allen at 7,100. I think the Chargers offense is going to kind of run through him. Mike Williams is pretty quiet last week. Quentin Johnson doesn't seem quite ready. And of course, they're relying on that run game. But with Austin Eckler banged up, I think Keenan Allen is Mr. Reliable there and ends up having a nice game. As I mentioned before, I like DK Metcalf. He's not on this list. But I do want to mention him. I think he's 7,000, and I think he's a great value. Nice way to get a piece of that game. I just think he's priced too cheap. We like Nico Collins for Houston. Houston's going to be needing to throw, and he really is. They're wide receiver one. So at 4,800, we just think that's a lot of value. My favorite play at wide receiver this week, again, in that Detroit game, I love Josh Reynolds because he's only 3,700, and we saw how involved he was in that game against the Chiefs, and I think we see more of the same in that game. Let's go to tight ends. I love Sam Laporta this week. Again, a theme. I like that Detroit game. I want as many pieces as I can get, and this is a fun way to do it. I like Dalton Kincaid to stack with Josh Allen. You can get one of the receivers. Gabe Davis, of course, is fairly cheap at 5,800. I like Diggs, but at 8,000, if you want to play him in a stack, you're going to have to get creative later. So Dalton Kincaid is a nice cheap way to go at tight end. And I think Adam Troutman is kind of sneaky for the Denver Broncos. He was involved in the pass game last week a little bit already. And now Greg Dulcich is out. Washington has a tough defense, but Russ is going to have to throw to someone. He's going to want to get that ball out of his hands quickly. I still don't think Jerry Jeudy's at 100%, Troutman is someone that he'll rely on. Russ loves the tight ends, and it could be Troutman's job. And he's $3,000. Like, he's super cheap, and I think it's great value. I don't think it's quite a punt play. Finally, DST. I like the Chicago Bears at 2,800. I think their matchup against Chicago is favorable. I love Fields. I think he's an incredible talent, but I could see Chicago making things difficult for him, and the pace of play might be nice for an under, and we can maybe expect a turnover or two as well. So that is our DFS thoughts for the week. I'll go through them really quickly. Once again, at quarterback, I like Josh Allen, Jared Goff, and Geno Smith. At running back, we like Derrick Henry, David Montgomery, Kenneth Walker, and Josh Kelly if Austin Eckler is out. At wide receiver, we like Keenan Allen, DK Metcalf, Nico Collins, and Josh Reynolds is my favorite play of the week. And at tight end, Sam Laporta, Dalton Kincaid, and Adam Troutman. Of course, if we find out that Travis Kelce is out, Noah Gray definitely becomes a player I'm putting in a lot of lineups. I'm tempted to play him in a couple anyway, just because he is so athletic and we've seen what he can do. And maybe what's his name? Travis Kelce is maybe active, but not in every down. And I could imagine Gray still having a pretty big opportunity to produce. So thank you so much for listening. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X. Follow us on YouTube. Please do like and download, subscribe, all the things. Wherever you find our podcast, please do that. We appreciate all the support, all of you guys who have started listening and messaging us. It's been a lot of fun. Fun time of year, week 2. Here we go. DFS is like my favorite thing in the world. So what could go wrong? Let's enjoy some football. Let's go Bills, because we're expecting a big bounce back. All right. Have a great night. We'll talk to y'all soon.